Dear Venerable Sirs and dear Nilambe friends, dear Paul, nice to see you. Friendly greetings from Nilambe Meditation Room. I hope all of you are doing well and taking care of yourself deeply and happily. Also, your friends, your family members, and your relatives, also your neighbors and colleagues. I hope they are doing well and somehow they know how to look after themselves. And also, I think you do your best to apply meditation, especially what you have learned from Nilambe whenever you are here or you are here into everyday life. Maybe that is the only hope, the Dhamma or meditation. That might be the only hope. And for today's program, when we discussed about this program, then our dear friend Mar suggested some ideas like how to face to critical situations in the life, like aging, being sick, and dying. So she told me that that's the main issue, especially in the West at the moment. And therefore, Mar asked me to talk on those areas. And then we made this theme or topic for this program, how to meditate on uncertainty. It's not a nice topic at all. I think nobody likes this idea, concept, or word uncertainty, because we think we are having all the problems because of uncertainty. If things are certain, if people are certain, if the world is certain, if the life is certain, then no problem, no pain, no suffering, no difficulties at all, and no discomfort. So therefore, we are facing to all those problems or difficulties or pain or sorrows or sufferings because of uncertainty. This is the way our ordinary minds think. But when we come to meditation, of course, we are opening ourselves. We have to open ourselves for uncertainty. If everything is certain, then what is the point to meditate? If everything is fixed and happening in our own agenda, then no need to meditate. So we had to meditate because of this concept of uncertainty. Anyhow, as you know, this is a very big topic, uncertainty. It's a huge topic, and there are many points of views, and we can talk and talk and talk hours and hours on this topic. So today I am just observing, or I am inviting you to observe this topic only from 1 or 2 points. We know how our ordinary mind behaves, how our ordinary mind thinks. And according to the Buddhism, there are 4 characteristic natures, or 4 tendencies are there in each ordinary mind. The first thing is all the ordinary minds, or all ordinary minds, are seeking for pleasure. So ordinary minds are seekers, pleasure seekers. Ordinary mind never seeks anything, only pleasures. So we are pleasure seekers if we are living inside of our ordinary minds. The second thing is avoiding pain. On one hand, we are seeking for pleasure, and on the other hand, we do everything to avoid pain. It never happens other way around. We are not seeking pain and avoiding pleasures. It never happens.
I think there is a problem with poor connections. I will try to contact him. And yeah, maybe because the connection Milan Bewer where he is in the meditation hall. It's so weak. So I will go back. So I will contact him and I will back to you. Okay. So sorry for the inconvenience.
Oh, it's a very good example for uncertainty. Can you hear now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Now, yes. Yeah.
Thanks. Anyhow, actually it's a miracle that that we can do this program inside of Nilambe meditation room. So it's a miracle, at least if we can do it for a couple of minutes. Anyhow, we do everything to live as long as possible. We don't want to die. That's the fourth one. Nobody wants to die. We do everything for. So these are the four fundamental characteristic natures of ordinary minds. First thing is seeking pleasure, avoiding pain, and we want to live and we don't want to die. And yeah, of course, sometimes people want to die. That's true. Because of the first and second reasons. If the life becomes painful and if they are unable to find any kind of pleasure with whatsoever, then they think life is a problem and the solution is death, dying. But other than that, nobody wants to die. Everybody wants to live. And everybody is looking for pleasures and avoiding pain. Dear friends, it's a very interesting area to meditate on. Why? Why the ordinary mind is always looking for pleasures, only pleasures? Because, dear friends, one of the hidden needs of our ordinary mind is the ordinary mind wants to sleep. It doesn't want to be awake or stay awake. The ordinary mind is very happy to sleep, falling asleep and making dreams. These are the two things what our ordinary minds are enjoying: sleeping and dreaming. And to sleep, you know that we need a comfortable bed or comfortable mattress. We cannot sleep on the stones. So pleasures, whatever pleasures are very comfortable mattresses or beds for our ordinary mind to sleep. So whenever our ordinary minds are experiencing some sensual pleasures, then immediately the mind wants to sleep. On that, sensual pleasure. For how long? Forever. Forever. So this is the dream, what our mind is always making, looking for. An eternal pleasures, or eternal pleasure. So whenever mind is having some pleasures or a pleasure, then it thinks, the mind thinks, this is an eternal. I don't want to lose this. And with this idea and with this expectation, mind is falling to sleep. So mind becomes unconscious. This is the nature of our ordinary. It doesn't want to be mindful or aware. No, they are not ordinary mind's interest at all. Simply the mind, the ordinary mind, likes to be unconscious. Sleep. Only then it can make dreams. It can create daydreams and fantasies. And that is the way our ordinary mind, how enjoy. That is the way it is enjoy. And this is one side of the coin. We like to be unconscious. We like to sleep, even though the body is awake, but the mind likes to be unconscious. It almost like a sleep. Whenever we are being unconscious, actually not much difference between being unconscious and sleeping. Almost same. And then make or build up stories, daydreams and fantasies, and living inside of those fantasies and daydreams. And then that's the reality for the mind, for us. Person who is unconscious, person who is unaware, person who is unmindful, and person who is not alive and not awake. The reality is on fantasies, on daydreams, on stories. So then we create beautiful fantasies and daydreams based on that pleasure, that pleasurable experience. So we use that pleasurable experience as a foundation, as the ground to build up palace of the happiness. And that palace, we think it's an eternal palace. And we don't look at the ground, we don't look at the foundation. The foundation is not eternal at all. Whatever sensual pleasure that we experience, it is only for temporary period of time. But whenever we are not conscious, whenever we are unconscious and unaware, then we don't care about that reality. We do not take it very seriously, and we completely forget about the foundation, about the ground, the reality, and we are living inside of our own stories, on fantasies. So this is the one side of the coin. The other side is also very interesting. If we are not conscious, if we are not aware, if we are not mindful, if we are not alive, then how to live? Then no way to live, not possible to do anything, even difficult how to prepare a cup of tea, how to brush our teeth. If you are fully unconscious and fully unaware and fully unmindful. So it's a problem. And my dear friends, this ordinary mind finds a solution, very interesting, fascinating solution for this problem. The real solution is to awake. That is the real solution. That is the ultimate solution, to awake, to be conscious. But the mind doesn't want to be awake or be alive. Instead of that, the unconscious mind asks someone else to take care of the life. So he or she has a very good partner. The unconscious mind has a very good partner, lifetime partner. And this unconscious mind is asking for some help from this lifetime partner. And the unconscious mind is handovering all the responsibilities, its own responsibilities, onto the shoulders of that partner. So who is this partner? Who is the partner to the unconscious mind? If you are living unconsciously, then who is walking? Who is eating? Who is cooking? Who is working? The habitual mind. Habitual mind. So we all are having this part as well. Habitual mind. Habits. So very nice combination. Being unconscious and doing things habitually. So if we can do things habitually, then no need to be conscious. No need to be alive. Then again, what is the point to be mindful? If we can do everything habitually, then we don't have to stay awake. We can sleep. Days and nights, we can sleep. We can remain as an unconscious being. So, dear friends, this is the way how ordinary life lives. On one part, it is unconscious, and on the other part, it is doing everything habitually. For both to be unconscious and to do things habitually, for both, we need some stability. For being unconscious, we need some comfortable mattress. And to do things habitually, things has to be certain. Otherwise, not possible to do anything habitually. Everything has to be certain. The way to go back to your room, where the toothbrush is, where the tap is, where the door lock, and where the switch. Everything has to be certain in a fixed place. If everything is fixed and in a right place. Right means certain. Only then we can do things habitually. If things are changing from moment to moment, then the habitual mind is unable to help us. The habitual mind is unable to bring us back to our room. If the path is changed, the direction is changed, the location is changed, then we had to be aware, we had to awake, we had to be alive. Therefore, my dear friends, because of these two sides, the unconscious part and the habitual mentality, they want everything. They are looking for certainty. Everything should be certain. Everything has to happen in their own agenda, in their own timetable, in their own schedule, and in their own programs, according to their own programs. And it is okay. It is okay if everything goes due to our own agendas. If everything happens in our life and in the world according to our own timetables and schedules, then no problem. Then we don't have to awake. But fortunately or unfortunately, my dear friends, time to time, this uncertainty is knocking at our doors. It comes, it enters into our homes, even though we closed all the doors and windows and shutters for uncertainty, for unexpected happenings. But unexpected happenings or uncertainty knows how to enter into our home. And then what happens to us? What happens to the ordinary minds? What happens to the life? Difficult to accept. Difficult to bear it. And then we think it's a problem. Now things are upside down. Something is wrong. Things are overturned. And now we are looking for a way or technique or method to again fix the world, fix the life. We think something is wrong. We had to fix it. We had to put the life back to the box, back to the frame, back to our own schedule, timetable. Because we want to sleep. Now we cannot sleep. So then life becomes a struggle. Then living is over. No more living. Whenever we are struggling for whatsoever, then living is not there. The simplicity of life is not there. Life is so innocent. Life is so simple. But impossible to experience that simplicity of life, simplicity of living, the beauty of living. whenever we start to struggle. And because of that, we say life is terrible, it's miserable, it's suffering. And dear friends, the nature of life is not suffering at all. But the way we live might be the cause for our suffering. Therefore, we can overcome it. If the nature of life is suffering, then there is no way to overcome it, no way to go beyond it, no way to stop it. Once, a young gentleman came to here, to Nilambe, just to visit the place. Because he was told by one of his friends that Nilambe is a very beautiful place, very nice, very calm. So he wants to visit this place. And he is a very rich businessman. And he came here just to visit the place. And he was looking around it. And then he told me, oh, this is a really nice place. Upul, this is a really nice place. This is good for my retirement. So he thought that he was thinking that after his retirement, he can come here to enjoy his retirement. And it's okay, but somehow I asked this question from him. I should not ask that, but anyhow I did ask. Oh, do you think Nilambe is a home for the elders? And then he was looking around. And then, of course, he noticed that there are some old meditators, elderly meditators, they are walking around. And he was looking at me, and I know what he's going to say. Before that, I told him this, that don't think that I am old, I am still young. And everybody who is here are young. And he couldn't understand. He said, no, there are all very old people, all meditators. How you say that they are, how could you say they are young? Yes, I think I told him that you couldn't understand. That's why you said that one day you will be coming here to enjoy this place. One day. Because of that, you are not enjoying this place at the moment. In this present moment, you are not enjoying this place, this beauty. You think today is not the right day. This present moment is not the right moment to enjoy this. One day in the future, maybe in 20 years, in 30 years, in 50 years, but not today. If you are not living in the present, then you are not young at all. It doesn't matter how old you are biologically, how old your body is. That is not the matter. That is not the point. If you are not living in the present, then of course you are not young. We are not young and neither old. We are dead. If we are not living in the present, then this is the reality. We are dead. We are not living at all. Because the present moment is always young. It is always fresh. And it is always virgin. The present moment. Only the present moment can be fresh, can be young, and can be virgin. And if you are not living in the present moment, then we are not enjoying the life. Because life is living from moment to moment. The life has only this moment. The life has this moment only. And if we miss this moment, this present moment, then we miss everything. The life, the taste of life, the taste of living, the beauty of living, everything. Therefore, we have to learn to be with whatsoever we are experiencing. That is not possible. That is not easy. It is possible, but not easy. Because we are always dreaming for something else. We are creating fantasies. And actually there is no limit for fantasies. No limit. No financial limits, no economical limits, no lifetime limits, nothing, no limits. One can make unlimited fantasies and daydreams. But they are not real. The reality is whatever we are experiencing right now. If you are young, then be young, fully. If you are a child, then be a child, fully. And if we are elderly, old, then be with it fully. Because everything has its own beauty. Everything has its own taste. When Mar sent you emails about this program, I saw that she also mentioned this, that Nilambe now has a vegetable garden and fruit garden. And that's true. And we had to work there. Every day, couple of hours, at least for a couple of hours, we had to work. And therefore, we have plans. It's in my mind, it's not written anywhere. But I have that plan, I have a timetable. Tomorrow, I have to do these things for these hours. And yes, I have beautiful plans, beautiful timetables and schedules and programs. Then what happens is raining, heavy rain. So on one hand, I have a plan, I have a timetable to work in the garden. There are things to be done. But on the other hand, raining, difficult to do anything, even to walk. So what I can do? It is easier to be depressed. Easier, very easy to be depressed. Oh, poor garden, I cannot work now. Oh, what a hell. Why it is raining, unexpected raining, storm. Why? So by thinking in that way, it is easier to be depressed. On the other hand, I can see why I cannot enjoy this rain. It is nice to see the rain. The sound of rain is beautiful. It helps me to be in the present. And the rain is something divine because it is coming from the clouds, from the sky. And the earth needs water, trees and plants, rivers and water canals, and the ocean, all of them need water. So days and days and days, it was raining and raining and raining. I cannot do anything in the garden. I couldn't. And after that, rain stops and beautiful sunshine. So nice, so pleasant. And then a thought comes, now things are, and actually things are always in the right place whilst raining. Things are in the right place. But maybe it is against my own personal agenda, my own personal timetable and schedule, my program. I don't know the universal program. I don't know. Even I don't think that there is an universal program. I am always engaged with my own programs. If I am stick with my own personal timetable, then I am far, far, far away from the universal schedule program. Then whatever happens, it can be a disturbance for my pleasures. Because if I think my pleasure is relying on my own agendas, if things should happen in order to my own timetables, only then I can enjoy, then I have very few moments to enjoy in my life. Then the entire universe can be an enemy, even the rain. And the interesting thing is, dear friends, then the rain stops, it stops, and beautiful sunshine. And I thought I can work today. But then the back pain returned. So heavy back pain. Oh, now beautiful sunshine, I can walk, I can work, I can do gardening, reading, but it is not possible because of the back pain. So now I can look at the sunshine, beautiful sunshine, and stay inside the room. Same. So again, it is easier to be depressed. If I want to be depressed, of course. Oh, I can enjoy it. It is up to me. If I am aware, if I am conscious, then always I have this choice. To be depressed, yes, or to enjoy. It is up to me, not up to the back pain or not up to the rain. Oh, how nice. I can lie down. I can lie down on the bed. How nice. Most of people are dreaming for that. When, especially people who work, they always dream one day we can lie down on the bed and relax and enjoy the life. So not one day, today I can do it. And I can be with myself. I can look after the body. How beautiful things. And I can walk slowly because of these two reasons. One is slippery because of the heavy rain. Yeah, that is the other thing. So rain with the wind. So a lot of branches of trees fell down and small landslides. So everywhere is slippery. So no choice. We had to walk mindfully. Otherwise, we may fall down. So that is one of the positive aspects to enjoy. Yeah. Because of the rain and because of the back pain, I can walk mindfully. I can walk slowly. If you know how to enjoy the present moment, then always there are many ways to enjoy the life. Even though things are not always pleasurable. This is the other thing, my dear friends. We think to enjoy, we need some pleasures, nice things. That's a very narrow idea. All kinds of sensual pleasures are external. They are not belongs to us. But enjoying is 100% up to us, up to you. It's a skill. Enjoying is a skill. It is coming from your wisdom, coming from your skillful thinking, coming from your creativity, coming from your calmness, coming from your inner silence. Sometimes things are pleasurable and sometimes things are painful. No one is experiencing always pleasures from the birth to death. No one. There is no one, no any single being in this universe pleasures without having any single pain. No. We are experiencing pleasures as well as unpleasant things. So both are part of our life. Both are part of our living. But joy is something different. Joy. It is 100% up to our consciousness. Pleasures and pain can drive our unconscious mind. But if you are conscious, then no pleasure or no pain can drive us. We make timetables for everything, for our own life and for others' life, timetable. Wake up time, morning coffee time, tea time, walking time, jogging time, breakfast time, so and so. And also we make timetables for others' life. And it is okay to have a timetable, okay to have a program. But my dear friends, is there any margin, any space in our timetables for unpleasant happenings, for painful incidents? Or it is full expectations of pleasant happenings? It is okay to expect pleasures, but better to have a small margin in between two pleasures for unpleasant and unexpected happenings. We should not fix our life with our own timetables. We have to be flexible. We make things, whatever we are having today, made by humans, no any animals, no any other beings. We made them. And the obvious reason, of course, behind making machines or using machines is to do things easily, easier. It is easier to do. And the second thing is quick. So these reasons are obvious, but there is a hidden reason behind making machines. The hidden reason is everything has to be fixed. Everything has to be certain. Therefore, we have machines, and all the machines is certain. All the machines are certain up to certain extent compared to humans. If you have a coffee maker, it is certain. It is only making coffee. It doesn't make anything else. And you can program it. How much coffee, what is the percentage of coffee, what is the percentage of milk, and what is the percentage of sugar, and the temperature. You can program it. And once you program, then the machine is doing what according to your own program. So it is okay to have certain machines. But unfortunately, most of humans are behaving as a machine, as machines. Everything they want, like machines. Everything should be certain. They wake up exactly that time and having coffee exact time, doing whatever exercises, and breakfast time, going to the train, and train comes that time, or bus comes, office time, lunch time, tea time, dinner time, sleeping time. Looks like a machine. So what a ugly way of living. No openness at all. But on the other hand, we think that's the security. If something else happens, then no security. So we are afraid of unexpected happenings. This is one of the greatest fears in humans. Insecurity. So we are not because of what is happening, not because of that, because of our projections. What can be happen? What can be happen? So what an unfortunate way of living, my dear friends. We are suffering unnecessarily. And when we come to meditation, again, one can meditate as a machine. This is the meditation time, machine. And following whatever technique as a machine, maybe watching the breath or watching, and then 11 o'clock, finish, over. Yeah, it is okay. It is okay if that is the only way to meditate. By meditating in that way, my dear friends, what we can do is we can refine our mind. We can refine our mind. If you practice meditation in that mechanical way, then of course, you can refine your mind. You can purify your mind. You can polish your mind. Like you are polishing your shoes. You don't have to be conscious for that. You can do it as a machine, in a mechanical way. Even machine can polish your shoes. So, but the real meditation, not to only refine your mind, to awake your mind, to awake your mind. Therefore, I always ask this, just sit, just sit. Even don't think that you are going to meditate, just sit. That is one of the most difficult things. Just sit, just do, just live. No, we need a philosophy. Before we do anything, we need a philosophical explanation. Why I am sitting? What I am going to do? What can happen? What has to be happened? So we had to give answers to each of these intellectual questions before we meditate. Oh, my dear friends, feeding to our intellectuality is one thing, and meditating is another thing. The intellectual mind is always looking for certain answers. looking for certainty, it always goes with certainty. So if you can give certain answers which that intellectual mind expects, and then it says, okay, now you can meditate. Now you can refine your mind. Now you can polish your mind. Now you can develop your concentration, whatever. But when we say, just sit, I'm just sitting. Why I'm sitting? Just sitting. That's all. I want to just sit. And it is something, the intellectual mind is not happy about this answer. It is questioning. No. Why you are sitting? Why you are closing your eyes? Why you keep your back straight? Why? So it is asking so many intellectual questions. Finally, dear friends, all are nonsense. Really, all are nonsense. Don't be a victim of your own intellectuality. Feeding to your intellectual mind is one thing. Opening yourself for uncertainty is another thing. So just sit. And then, of course, the next thing is, the first thing is the intellectual mind is asking so many philosophical questions. What you can do is you can simply ignore it. No need to reprint, but simply ignore it. No need to answer. Just be silent. Your silence can be the best answer. So after asking hundreds of intellectual questions, then the intellectual mind is going away, because it cannot get any feedback from you. And then somebody else comes. Okay, I don't care about what you are doing now. I am only thinking what you are expecting. So then expectations come. What should happen in this meditation? What has to be happened? What I am expecting? So again, we are trying to program our meditation. Nobody knows what is happening. That's the truth. What is happening in next moment? Humble. That I don't know what is going to happen in next moment. Because of that, because we don't like to accept that reality, I do not know. I do not know because it's uncertain. Because of the uncertainty, we don't know. But we don't like to accept it. We don't like to be honest with the unknownness. That is the most beautiful honesty, self-honesty. I do not know. I really don't know. That is the beginning of meditation. The uncertainty. And being part of the uncertainty. And being friendly with uncertainty. And being honest with uncertainty. We can meditate in a different way. We don't know in what way, we don't know. But that uncertainty guides us from moment to moment, from moment to moment. There are certain techniques, first step, second step, third step, all are certain. So all the books are certain. All the external teachers are certain. All the external techniques and meditation methods are certain. Of course, they help us to go up to certain extent. And after that, we had to drop it. We had to drop all the certain teachings. Otherwise, we are cycling around the same center again and again and again. We had to let go certain steps to be a student of uncertainty, will of uncertainty. Then the real meditation begins. It is really beautiful. No insecurity feeling at all. If you can be a pupil of uncertainty, then no fear. No fear at all. Sometimes I visit prisons and psychiatric wards, and a lot of suffering is there. A lot of suffering is there. Prisoners are suffering, of course, a lot, and those so-called psychiatric patients. And every day they ask same question, when they can go out, when they can go back to the normal, so-called normal world. That is the dream for each prisoner has, and that is the dream each psychiatric patient has. And that when the day comes that they can go back to their homes, they are happy, of course, they are happy. But on the other hand, lot of fear is there. Lot of fear is there. Why? Why prisoners are afraid of going back to so-called civil world? Why those psychiatric patients, after recovering, even after recovery, when they recovered, why they are afraid to go back? Of course, the way they live in psychiatric wards and prisons are very artificial. Really, very artificial. But after living in a prison or in a hospital for a while, then things become certain. Everything becomes certain. And now it becomes a habit. And suddenly they have to go back to the uncertain world. So sometimes they refuse to go back. Can you believe they refuse to go back? So if we are living inside of so-called certainty, we are prisoners. Really, we are prisoners, happy prisoners. Or we are psychiatric patients. We need a lot of effort or determination to step out from this prison called certainty. It's a prison because we don't like to take any responsibilities. In the prison, no responsibilities. In the psychiatric hospitals, no responsibilities. All the responsibilities are on others, jailers, superintendent. But whenever we are in uncertain world, each moment we had to understand. To understand, we had to observe. Then we had to make a decision. I have heard this story and I would like to finish my talk with this story. There was a great teacher, great master, religious master, and he did a lot of healing. He cured many disabled, like blind, born blind, and people who couldn't walk. So after he's blessed, they can walk, they can see. So there was a person who couldn't walk, something wrong in his legs. And once he asked for blessings from this teacher, master, this spiritual leader. Dear sir, please bless me, cure me. I couldn't walk. And then this master asked very interesting question from this disabled one. Do you really want to be healthy? Do you really want to be healthy? So we may think, what a foolish question, what a stupid question. Of course. But it is very wise question. So now he's a disabled one. He couldn't walk. Therefore, everybody is doing all the responsibilities on behalf of this disabled one. Bringing food, bringing clothes, no need to do any job, no responsibilities at all. But once he will be cured, then he has to take back each single responsibility. So this great master asked this question, are you ready for that? Are you ready for uncertainty? Only if you are sure about it that you are ready. So in other way, what he asked is, are you certain to be uncertain? Only then I can cure you. Thank you very much, dear friends. So, according to the Mars agenda timetable, now time for discussions. Time for questions.
Teacher, may I ask a question?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Thank you for your sharing. My question is that even though I'm in the present moment, but the mind is full of uncertainty and full of thoughts in my mind. So it's difficult to concentrate in the present moment. So what can I do?
What do you want to do?
Don't know. So I need to seek your advice. Because my mind is too active and also triggered by the external environment.
Yeah, Lina, don't. Well, then that is the reality. That is the reality. Difficult to concentrate. So be prepared to accept the present reality. We do everything in our spiritual life, listening to teachings, discussions, reflections, understand the reality. So what is accept it? Why we are expecting some questions? Why I cannot accept current happening? I cannot concentrate. And if we think that is the only way to meditate, then of course we become disabled. If we only know one technique, whenever we want to meditate, and if we think we had to concentrate on one thing, that is the only way to meditate, then of course we can meditate whenever we can concentrate, and we cannot meditate whenever we are unable to concentrate. But please do not narrow down your practice. Accepting is one of the best ways to meditate. Accepting. By accepting, you are not resisting to it. Otherwise, you are resisting. Oh, I cannot concentrate. My mind is agitated. It is wandering. I want to concentrate, but I cannot do. So we are struggling. We are resisting in that way to the present reality. We are suffering. This is the way how we create our suffering. By accepting, we can be peaceful with this present reality. Yes, I cannot concentrate, but it is okay. It is okay. I cannot be in the present. It is okay too. I know I cannot be in the present. That is okay. At least I know. I am aware. I am aware on that. Dear friend, please do not force yourself to concentrate. Please do not pressurize yourself to concentrate or to be in the present or to do whatsoever. Be a friend. Be your own friend. now is the best time to help myself. I need my support now. I need my acceptance. I need my caring now, self-caring, own caring. So they are more important and useful and beautiful than just concentrating. Just let yourself know that you are caring yourself, that you are looking after yourself, that you are there fully for yourself. Please collect yourself. Collect yourself. This is important. Collect means, one piece of yourself wants to concentrate, and another piece of yourself wants to be in the present. But the third piece of yourself is doing something else, something completely different. And the fourth piece of yourself, the fourth one, is now judging. I want to concentrate, I want to be in the present, but what I am doing is something else. So we are dividing ourselves into many pieces in this way. No harmony at all. So this is the right time to collect all the pieces and make one self, oneness, collected consciousness. So if you can collect all the pieces together, only then you are able to experience this collectedness or collective consciousness. So after that, whatever you want to do, you can do. If you want to concentrate, then you will be able to concentrate. If you want to be in the present, you can be in the present later. But the first thing is, the first step is accept it and being friendly. Don't resist to it, being friendly. And finally, collect all the pieces and make one unit out of you, one unit. Then concentration comes by itself naturally. Any comments or any further questions or any sharings?
In our meditation center also there's a schedule, so we are practicing some certain things.
Well, one of our Bhantes, a Buddhist monk, a couple of Buddhist monks are here in this meditation room now, and one of the Bhantes asked this question. Even in this Nilambe Meditation Center, we have a timetable. Wake up time, group meditation time, tea time, breakfast time, working meditation time, so and so. I think all of you are aware about it and familiar to this. And so your question is?
You're practicing
So
now we feel that when we go from this setup, we go outside, we feel we start to feel some uncertainty, we can feel that difference.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my own experience and my own understanding are or is everything is very artificial here. Yeah, of course, everything is natural. The trees, mountains, all the external things are natural here. But this timetable is very artificial. No timetable can be natural. How possible? How can a timetable be natural? Whenever we are thirsty, yeah, we had to drink something. But now, whether we are thirsty or not, we had to have a cup of tea because it's in the timetable. Whether we are hungry or not, we have to have breakfast because timetable says this is breakfast time. So, on one hand, it is helpful for a while, but after that we had to let go of the timetable. Yeah, sometimes we do this. And actually, in these days, I didn't ring the bell, even for wake up. Whenever somebody is there, of course he did, but whenever I am responsible for that, I didn't ring the gong for wake up or calling for group meditations. No. We are here to meditate, and no need that somebody else has to ring the gong and say, now you have to meditate. All the time we have to meditate, all the time, whether we are in the hall or not, whether we are sitting here or not, no different. We have to understand this, no different. So that's why even in the timetable, there are some free times for own practice. So up to a certain extent, meditation centers are supporting to our journey. And after that, meditation centers are disturbing to our practice. So we had to know when we had to let go of teachers, centers, and timetables. Otherwise, we are always cycling around teachers, centers, techniques, and timetables. No straight journey. Any more questions or any more contributions, Arins?
I have one question.
Yes, please.
What about emptiness? Okay, you were talking about feeling depressed, and I have many patients with depression, and it's very hard for them to feel emptiness, and they really don't know how to deal with that and what to do with the big feeling of being empty of everything. I wanted just to know what to think about that.
Well, thank you for asking this question. It is very practical. And I think it's a timely question. May I know what you mean by emptiness?
It's more about a feeling. I don't know what exactly. It's like their body or their mind is empty of everything. I think they pursue a goal somewhere, but they don't know what, and they just feel being empty, useless, or this kind of thing. I think.
Yeah.
No,
thank you.
No goal and no emotion anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, because of big shocks or big unexpected happenings. Yeah, one can become disappointed. So after being disappointed for a while, and work with that new plan. After working with that new plan for a while, again, no result, no success. So if this happens for a while, for certain period of times, then they come to this point, as you explained very well, that now they are unable to make any plan. They are unable to build up any story or fantasy or daydream. But that need is there. That's why they are suffering. There is a need to be somebody, to do something, to achieve something, but they don't know what to achieve, what to be, where to go. So everything looks like so dark for them, so dark. They cannot see anything as a goal, as a positive, as a pleasurable, as something beautiful. So therefore, yeah, it is a part of the depression. And how to help them? That is your question, no? How to help them? Yes. Yeah, the first thing is we can help them to accept this conflict. We have to help them to accept it. Yes, I cannot make any dream now. I cannot make any plan now. No future for me, no hope. That's okay. That's okay. Can you accept it? The second thing is we can help them to make friends with their difficulties. So they don't like these difficulties. They think it's something wrong. So we have to help them to understand this, that nothing is wrong. It is not something is wrong. So can you make friends with that? The third thing is sometimes they are like that, but some other times they are free. But we are used to say this, that we are always like this. We are always in a pain. We are always in a trouble. We are always sick. We are always depressed. But that is not true. There are some moments, at least some moments, where no depression, where no darkness, where no pain. So we can help them to be aware on that nanoseconds, So once they are able to be aware on that nanoseconds of no depression, that can open a small door to go out from the depression. But if they think that they are always depressed, and we also told them, you are depressed patient, you are depressed, then it is like a label, very difficult to let go of that identity. So what I understand is no psychiatric patients, no, but they think that they are psychiatric patients. It is mainly because of the identity. I am a depressed one. I am a depressed one. So we identify ourselves with whatever. So I am one thing. Depression is another thing. So we had to help them to separate both. Sometimes you are not depressed. Sometimes you are depressed. So when you are depressed, you can accept it. You can be friendly with it. And don't try to make any plan because it's not possible. Just make friends with yourself. And be aware whenever you are not depressed. Then you can see a different world. You can see the light. You can see the heaven. So you can make whatever plan whenever you are not depressed. So by being aware on no depression movements, just by being aware on that, we can create more and more free movements. So these are my suggestions.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hello. Hello, dear Upo. Hello, dear.
Yes.
This is Mandy. Hello.
Yes, yes. I can see.
A follow-up question on how to create more on bright and pleasure world. According to what your suggestion is, sometimes our mind will be bright, light, pleasure, and positive, and sometimes not. So I find that the mind is always in different world. Of course, I think people will like to have a bright and light world, and your advice that when we are aware that we can be in a different world, we can create more on this side. Can you share with us how to make this part bigger and bigger, or more and more, so that we can reduce or eliminate the darker side of your mind, of our mind? Yes, this is my question.
Well, nothing to do with
Sorry.
nothing. Can you hear?
Sometimes yes, sometimes not. Yeah, I'll try. Because seems that your bandwidth is low according to the notification. So sometimes I can't hear very clearly.
Sometimes you can hear, sometimes you cannot.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
So can you hear now?
Good, better. It's better. Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
Well, actually, we cannot do anything with the dark mind or to the dark mind, there is nothing to do with the darkness. What you can do with the darkness? You can blame to it. If you want, you can blame to the darkness. You can criticize it. You can suffer because of the darkness. But darkness is there. Even though we criticize it, we blame it, or we suffer, no matter, the darkness is remaining just as the darkness. So fortunately, you are experiencing some light for time to time.
Yes.
Yes. And that is the only hope. So the darkness, inner darkness, or inner pain, or inner suffering, or inner sorrow is not something permanent, is not something eternal, is not something your lifetime partner. So you as a temporary experience. It is something, a visitor. The dark mind is a guest. A temporary guest. Whenever the mind is dark, this is the only thing what you can do. You can look at it as a guest, not as a resident, somebody who is resident inside of you. No. The darkness of your mind is a guest. Do you understand it? Can you hear? Are
Yes.
you hearing?
Yes, I'm hearing.
Are you with us?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
If the dark mind is a guest, then the bright mind is also a guest. They are the same, right?
Yeah,
So
some-
also the bright mind is temporary. Both are temporary.
Yeah, that's the reality. Sometimes brightness is there, sometimes less brightness, sometimes no brightness, sometimes fully bright. So that's the nature. That's what we all are experiencing.
So we are in a passive role. Do you think? Do you mean that? Sometimes like this and sometimes like that. So we are very passive. That we can only receive different situations.
That is, sometimes mindfulness is there, sometimes mindfulness is not there. Sometimes brightness is there, sometimes no brightness. So we are experiencing this. We don't have to, we don't need any deep teachings to see this thing. Time to time we experience different things. But it doesn't mean that we have to be passive. No need. We don't have to be passive because of that. It's a different thing. Being passive is one thing. Experiencing opposites are different things. So still you can make an effort, at least to be aware on whatever you are experiencing. So by making an effort, you are not being passive. And you can create a distance in between yourself and the darkness of mind. By creating a distance, you become an active person, not a passive one. But if you completely surrender to it and say, mind is agitated, mind is dark, I cannot do anything, then of course you are passive. So it is up to you, to the mind, not up to the darkness. Always you can make an effort for something. Always that chance is there, that opportunity is there to make an effort.
When we can create a distance from the darkness, at the same time, can we make the distance closer to the brightness? I mean, two different approach.
Yeah, it's a logical question. Anyway, it's okay. Whenever you are going away from the darkness, that means, yeah, you are coming closer to the brightness.
At the same time, you mean?
There is no third one, either darkness or light. No in between something. You are inside, you are living inside of the darkness, or you are living inside of the light. No third option, only two. So if you are coming out from the darkness, that means you are entering into the light.
Okay. Okay, so when we are in the light, we are in the light already. So no need to get closer to the light. But when we are in the dark, we can try to create a distance from the dark so that we will closer to the light. Yes, I think so.
Yeah, the first thing is, you know that you are in the darkness. So that is, how do you know? Because of the light of awareness, light of mindfulness, you know that you are in the darkness.
Yes.
So you open one of the windows.
Yes. Thank you. I'll try to understand more about the window, this window.
Many windows are there around, all around us. So many windows.
Okay.
So the light wants to come in us. The light wants to come. But it cannot come because we closed all the shutters. And then,
we don't know where the windows.
Yeah, we are not aware about the windows. We don't know that there are windows. Don't know that we have to open the window. So inside of a dark chamber, and we are doing two things. One thing is we are blaming to the darkness, and the second thing, we pray for the light. So both are nonsense, useless. No point at all to pray for the light or blame to the darkness. We have to just open a window. That's the only thing. So please trust your awareness. Trust your awareness. That's enough.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Welcome.
Hi, Upul. I would just like to elaborate a little bit on what Mandy said. For me, I also feel that a lot, the darkness and the light, but the way to approach the window is it's always accept acceptance. So that when I really feel the resistance, or I really feel the pain, and I have that awareness of really feeling the pain into my body, and I can really make contact with that pain or that resistance or whatever the darkness is. The moment I'm aware and I can really do that, I'm already on the path to the window and to the lightness, to light. So it's really kind of taking time, giving myself time to really make contact with that darker part. And if so, it's instead of resisting it and instead of pushing it away, it's trying, and it's very difficult. I don't always succeed in that, but it's really trying to make contact and to come into contact with that darker part. And it's the moment that I do that, it's like the moment that I accept that, light is coming. It's coming at the same time. But it's very difficult.
Well, yeah, thank you very much for sharing your experience with all of us. And what you said is very true. It is easier to live inside of the darkness. Very easy. Actually, no need to make any effort for that. But difficult to be part of the light. That is also true, because it is up to us. We had to make effort for that. And always we are at the entrance. That means we are always living or staying at the door, at the window. So therefore we have a choice. Either go inside of the darkness or go outside of the darkness. So it is up to us. But if we do not make any decision, if we do not make any conclusion, then we just slip into the darkness. That is the thing always what happens in our life. If we do not be conscious, if we do not be alive, then we slip or we fall into the darkness. Anyhow, if you know there is pain in your body, that means you are aware on that. So that is one of the plus points. So you can be smile with that plus point. Oh, I am aware. There is pain. And then you have this choice. Either go inside of that pain or be an outsider to that pain. So you always have this choice. But if you don't know that you have a choice, then usually you are falling into the pain. So then you are inside of the pain. When you are inside of the pain, then how do you say? I am in the pain. So we are used to say this. We are in the pain. We are in the pain. That means pain is around us. Pain is like a bubble, and we are a small micro being inside of that pain. Wherever we look, pain is there. Pain is the world. But whenever we start to be aware on that, oh, I am having this knee pain or back pain or headache or toothache, whatever, then we can understand this that we are not inside of that pain, but we are experiencing the pain. So being inside of a pain is one thing, and experiencing the pain is different thing, another thing. If you can understand this, that you are only experiencing the pain, then that pain doesn't become your world. Your world is bigger than that pain. While you are experiencing that pain, at the same time you can hear birds, or you can hear television, or you can listen to music. You can taste something, whatever you are eating. You can see nature, or you can watch the television, whatever. So you have many more experiences. And pain is only one of the experiences, not only the experience. So you can create a bigger world, wider world, bright world. You have a wider screen, and pain is small episode of that bigger screen or wider screen. But your screen, if your screen is micro, then pain is everywhere, even out of the screen. Outside of the screen, pain is there. So everything is relative. It is depending on where we are. If you are inside of our thoughts or emotions or pain, then we are smaller. Pain is bigger. Emotions are bigger. We are weaker. They are powerful. But if we can come out, then we can experience a wider world, bigger world, deeper world. Then that pain or emotion or whatever is small. What comes to your mind now?
Nothing. It's just good the way it is. Thank you.
Good. Welcome. Welcome.
So when you are talking about certainty and uncertainty, ordinary mind normally take things as certain and works on that. When we come to spirituality, we talk about mostly about uncertainty, and then our mind grab it as a universal truth, the uncertainty as a universal truth. But I feel that mind works on both ways. That means sometimes take it as uncertain and sometimes take it as uncertain. For example, if we take life is uncertain, then death is certain. Is that
Yeah, one of our participants, a monk, wants to share some of his understandings with all of us. What that Bhante says is, sometimes mind is experiencing certainty, or mind wants to experience certainty, and when we meditate, we want to experience uncertainty. So your conclusion, or
I want to share my
yeah,
idea. I don't know whether it is correct or not. Currently, I am having that idea. Duality of the mind.
Oh yeah. So even, yeah, that is very interesting thing. Our mind doesn't like to be with uncertainty at all. So we have to understand this. Even though we meditate, how much we meditate, it doesn't matter. The mind is always looking for something certain. Even the mind wants to make some certain ideas about uncertainty. Uncertainty means like this. The shape of uncertainty is like that. The colors of uncertainty are like this, so and so. So whenever we come to a conclusion, that means we think something is certain. Whenever we make a judgment, it's possible to make a judgment without thinking something is certain. So therefore, we have to understand this. We make a judgment, or we come to a conclusion. It's okay. Because of these conditions, we can come to this judgment. We can come to this conclusion. But we don't know all the conditions. We don't know all the information and data. Therefore, whenever new conditions come, then our conclusion can be wrong. Our judgment can be unwise. So with this openness, with this freedom, so this is the real freedom. Otherwise, we are being stuck with our own judgments and with our own conclusions, with our own views and opinions. We become prisoners. For this moment, this is the best judgment. This is the best conclusion. This is the best understanding only for this moment. For next moment, we don't know. Really, we don't know. So if we can live with this openness, then we can move. We can go further. We are open. We are not victims of our own prisons. So any more questions?
Hi, Gokul. Can you hear me? Nice to see you, and thank you.
Yeah. How is there?
Beautiful. Yeah, it's I don't know, spring is coming, you know, so everything is like different. I have a question about uncertainty, and you gave us this example about the rain. So I was thinking that maybe the rain is too much. So you might not be able to have your fruit crop for this year. So maybe no fruit to eat. Maybe you plant many fruits because you need to somehow to eat food.
Marco,
Yeah.
I couldn't hear you very well. I'm sorry.
Can you hear me now?
That's time to time. It is uncertain. Sometimes I can hear, sometimes no.
Okay, so it's perfect. So I'll try